Hey, what's up, everyone? Danny here, and I'm really excited to record this for you today because this is a question I get asked about a lot, and that is, how do I get my website up and running in the least amount of time as possible? And it's a very, very great question because with all the technology that's out there, it can be very overwhelming to get started with putting a website up. Even if you are using a service like Squarespace or Wix or some of these sort of drag and drop template style builders for your website, because you need to have a plan, right? That's the most important thing. It doesn't matter what technology you use, you have to have a plan. And so, what I like to do is approach this from an agile perspective. So, real quick, if you don't know what agile is, you can Google it. But it's a very great way to manage software projects. So, if you're creating applications or some sort of software, it's a really great way to manage the work to get that stuff to market. And so, essentially, what you are doing as a blogger, content marketer, online entrepreneur is just that. You are creating a software as a service or product. If you're creating a course, if you're creating a membership site, or it doesn't really matter. Maybe even you're just doing online books. It doesn't matter. You're creating a product, and so one of the best ways to really help me get my website out to market and my products out to market is to use agile planning. And so what I like how I like to explain it is that basically what you do is you set out a block of time, a week or 2 weeks, and it's called a sprint. And you basically take certain tasks, certain things that you want to get into that sprint to be completed to get that part of the project done or program done. So in 2 weeks, you essentially are shipping something, right? And so when you do that, you can go into 2 week sprints. Every 2 weeks, you're doing a different sprint and you're adding new function and features in an iterative fashion, right? Planned, iterative, fast fashion. And so going and looking at this board right here, you can see I'm using a mind map. Free account, you can sign up at mindmeister.com if you want to plan like this. And really, I just have pages required for a minimum viable product for my website, blackbeltentrepreneur.com. And so I just have the main navigation pages here that I want, and that's there. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff there, but I'm just showing you for this video's purpose. This is the iteration I have. And then you can basically, if you're using a tool like MindMeister and MeisterTask, this is one of the reasons why I love MeisterTask, is you can just drag and drop any of these topics and drag them into a backlog here. And I'm not going to do that because I already have some stories on my Agile board, but I can just wanted to let you know it's kind of a really cool feature. You can take it, drag it, and just drop it here, and it will show up on your MeisterTask board. So I'm going to go over to my MeisterTask board because my minimum viable product, this has been set up for a while. I have my pages up, I have my site up, it's running, and there's a lot of other things I've added on previous iterations, previous sprints. So how it looks in my actual execution phase here is the board. I have a board here that has different columns here, and this is what they call like a Scrum board or a Kanban board, where basically you have different states of each column is a different state of where your stories reside on. And so real quick crash course on Agile and stories. And really what this is a story is just a quick explanation of who's requesting the feature, what sort of functionality is being requested, and I like to throw in there too is why. What is it going to do? How's it going to benefit either the site owner, which is the product owner, or the customer, or improve some sort of the user experience? What is it going to benefit? What's the benefit in it, right? So that's all written in each one of these little rectangles, which are called stories. And then we move it across the board. So in the far left, it's backlog. That's when the ideas kind of get dropped in there, and they get groomed. So you move in the grooming sessions where you actually add details and more specifics to what needs to happen within those stories. Then you move it into ready, when it's actually being ready for a sprint that you're working on. Then you have them listed in this column here, and you pull them across the board as they get done. So anything that's in progress here, you have marked in the in progress column here is stuff that's being worked on, and then testing and done and so forth. Great thing about this is managing your work in progress. Too many times people don't know what it is they're working on because there's too many things they're working on. And so I can tell you right now by looking at this board, this is the one thing I'm working on, right? So as a product owner, I'd like to have people create an account and opt into a free members area from the homepage on my website. And then I can go ahead and make sure I focus on getting that done. And when it's done, test it and then move it to done. Now, I'm doing this myself, but I also have a virtual assistant. And so as I systematize some of these and record processes around certain things that are probably going to be repeatable to some degree, I can go ahead and delegate some of that to her. If I have someone else that I've hired that has agile skills or technical skills, and it's more of a technical role like a designer or something, they can be assigned these stories as well. So you see how you can really leverage a team approach in getting things done by following this methodology. Now, I'll show you my website and explain a little bit about it in another video. But for right now, I just wanted to share this video to kind of go over the overall project kind of planning and sprint sort of setup on how I manage an agile implementation for a website. And go ahead and make sure you check out video number 2 because I'm going to go ahead and show you how some of these stories match up with my Rainmaker site. Take care.